Welcome back to Goodnight, Lighthouse. I'm Miss Dorothy, and I'm here to read you another story. And I have another book about pumpkins. We've been reading so many pumpkin books because it's fall time, and leaves are changing colors, and pumpkins are growing. And I have a book called Froggy Picks a Pumpkin. Do you know Froggy? Froggy Picks a Pumpkin. I don't know Froggy, but from what's on the back of this book, look at that. There's a lot of books about Froggy. Wow, we might have to get into this book and see what we think about Froggy and maybe go find more of his books. But tonight, we're going to read about Froggy picking a pumpkin. That'll be fun because it is pumpkin picking time. So are you ready to get into this pumpkin picking book with Miss Dorothy? Good. I need you to sit up and listen up because here we go. Froggy Picks a Pumpkin, written by Jonathan London, illustrated by Frank Remkowitz. At school, Froggy read a poster. Don't forget, trip to the pumpkin patch. Tomorrow, pumpkin picking costume. How exciting, he's going to go on a school field trip to a pumpkin patch. Next morning, Froggy woke up and looked out the window. A beautiful pumpkin moon was setting and colorful leaves were falling. It was fall. It was time. Leaves, leaves, cried Froggy. I want to go out and play in the... Oops! He fell out of bed with a thump. He got too excited jumping on his bed. Froggy, called his mother. What? Said Froggy. Stop jumping on the bed, dear. Today is your field trip. Oh, yeah, cried Froggy. It's time to pick a pumpkin. As he hopped up and got dressed, zip, zoop, zup, zut, 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 zat. He got dressed in his best pumpkin-picking clothes and flopped into the kitchen, flop, 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 singing, pumpkins, pumpkins, muffin and pie, pumpkin faces lighting the sky. He's so excited. He ate his breakfast of cereal and flies, munch, crunch, munch, and imagined a steaming pumpkin pie. Yum! And a whole line of jack-o'-lanterns outside lighting the night sky. He's thinking of all the things he can do when he picks his pumpkin. On the school bus, Froggy bounced into his seat, boing, 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 and led all his friends singing, pumpkins, pumpkins, muffins and pies, pumpkin faces lighting the sky. Now he's singing with all his friends. They are so excited. When they got to the pumpkin patch, he jumped off the bus, flop, 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 and sang, I'm gonna pick a pumpkin, I'm gonna pick a pumpkin. Froggy, called his teacher, Mrs. Witherspoon. What? Wait, dear, we're going to have a pumpkin picking contest for the biggest, smallest, prettiest, ugliest, and best all-around pumpkin. Wow, they're going to have a contest. Yippee! Cried Froggy as he took off again. Flop, 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 and tripped over a pumpkin. Flew through the air and knocked into another pumpkin. Boink, boink, boink. Max bounced over 3 small pumpkins and tried to pick up a huge one. It didn't budge. Ugh, it was so heavy. Travis said, step aside, and lifted it up. Matthew zigzagged around Max, Travis, and Froggy and picked up the prettiest pumpkin in the world. It was shiny and perfect and just the right size. So they have a big one and a pretty one. Which one's Froggy gonna get? Frogalina twirled and danced through the pumpkin patch, then squatted down and said, hello, my sweet, and picked up a very small pumpkin, very dark orange pumpkin, and kissed it. Smooch. Froggy hopped on a gigantic pumpkin and looked all around like a pirate on the bow of a ship and shouted, ahoy there! Everybody else is picking pumpkins for the contest, and Froggy's just jumping around having fun. And he leapfrogged over Frogalina, and leapfrogged over Max, and leapfrogged over Matthew, flop, flop, splat, and fell smack across a really big pumpkin. He stood up and said, This is the one. And he tried to pick it up. He got it up to his knees. Huff. He got it up to his chest. Yes. Then he trudged along with his huge pumpkin. Lug, lug, ugh. Froggy, called Mrs. Witherspoon. What? You're going the wrong way. Oops, said Froggy, and he started huffing. Oh, wow, that's a really heavy pumpkin. Max yelled, last one in is a rotten egg. Everybody else ran with their pumpkins, and Travis rolled his big one, rumble, rumble, rumble. When Froggy finally got there, he was too pooped to pop, and tripped and smashed his pumpkin. Smush! Oops, cried Froggy, looked more red in the face than green. Wow, poor Froggy fell into his pumpkin. Now his green face is all orange. Everybody laughed, even Miss Witherspoon. Then she said, and now for the winners of the pumpkin picking contest. For the biggest, Travis. For the smallest, Max. Max lifted his hat, and there atop his head was a pumpkin the size of a golf ball. That's a tiny pumpkin on Max's head. For the prettiest, Matthew. And for the best all around, Froggalina. Hers is a pumpkin pie, great for baking, Froggalina said. Hello, my sweet, and kissed it. Smooch. Then Mrs. Witherspoon said, and for the ugliest, yours, Froggy, what a mess! And everyone cheered. Hip, hip, hooray! Even Froggy, he was happy. Even though he got the prize for the ugliest pumpkin, he was very happy because he had so much fun. And on the bus ride home, Froggy sang, pumpkins, pumpkins, muffins and pie, pumpkin faces lighting the sky. And all his friends sang with him. Wow, Froggy sure did like going pumpkin picking. He wanted to find the perfect pumpkin. He wanted to win the contest. But he found a pumpkin that he just had fun with. He didn't have the biggest pumpkin or the roundest pumpkin or the most orange pumpkin. But he crashed his pumpkin and had the messiest pumpkin. And he had the most fun of anybody. Because Froggy loves going pumpkin picking. This was a lot of fun. I think I like little Froggy. I think we might have to go to the library and find some of these books so we can read them together because they have lots of them. Froggy gets dressed, Froggy goes to school, Froggy and the babysitter, Froggy goes to the doctor. Wow, Froggy does a lot. I think it might be fun if Miss Dorothy goes and finds some Froggy books. Do you think that would be a good idea? Okay, I'll do it. But not tonight, because it's not time to go to the library. It's not time to go pumpkin picking. It's time to go to bed. So I need all my little frogs to hop into bed, get under your covers, get cuddled up, curled up, ready for a really good night's sleep. And tomorrow, if you do go pumpkin picking, have fun like Froggy. But whatever your mom says, whatever your teacher says, obey, and obey right away. And then come back and see Miss Dorothy. I'm going to be sitting right here, ready to read another book to you. Bye! Thanks for reading with Miss Dorothy. I hope you enjoyed this book, and I hope you'll come back soon to read another. What's your favorite book? Drop Miss Dorothy a note and let me know. I'll go find it, and I'll read it to you. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share. I'll see you soon.